a lot of it had to do with them. I mean, if you watch that game over again, we struggled to score big time. We attacked their zone very poorly. And the game was literally like a really, low-scoring game the first 10 minutes. Mate and man, we allowed man to really drive us and penetrate and make plays. So we did a poor job defensively on man. And Mate is a great player. I mean, he's an all-league player. And he is a kid that had a career high against us. And they beat us up physically. I mean, they really handled us. And so their zone and their physicality were two problems. And we got in foul trouble. Both Chicken and Gavin were in foul trouble in the first half of that game and had to play limited minutes. And Eric Holman was exploited inside with his lack of strength and girth by them. So we've got to play a lot better against a team that's won 3 games in a row to have success here Thursday night.
When you play a game like that and you go and look at the tape, how do you handle the tape? Do you look at it? Do you show the guys? Do you just
We
kind of
watched
throw it
the
out?
first half of the game as a team on Sunday, and it was so obvious how bad we were and how good they were and how poorly we played that I didn't need to watch the whole game. And we've got to play a lot better than we did. So that's the challenge.
Do you think your team is kind of built for a deep run this week?
Hey, we're trying to win one game right now. That's Thursday night, so that's all we're looking at, period.
Do you think momentum at the end of the season can kind of carry over? I think Mark Fox had said that it really doesn't matter. It matters what happens when you get to Nashville. Do you think that playing well at the end of the season can kind of carry over into the postseason?
Yeah, I think it can and should help teams that are playing well down the stretch, no question. You want to be playing. We won 4 of our last 6, and one of those losses was a game we had a chance to win on the road in College Station. So we have been playing better down the stretch, which we've been talking about, and so hopefully we'll play our best game, which we'll need to do against a team like Georgia, who's fighting to get in the NCAA tournament.
How excited are you to play in your first SEC tournament?
Yeah, I'm excited to. Postseason is always fun. I mean, it's always a new season. It's always a great opportunity. And I have not obviously coached yet in the SEC tournament, so this is a first for me and my staff. And everybody just raves about what a great setup it is there, the way it's all set up, where it's really close to downtown. People can enjoy all the amenities and all the things that Nashville has to offer, go to the game, come back out, go to a nice restaurant, go to musical opportunities, or go hang out in a bar, whatever they're going to do with their time. But it sounds like my wife told me, I got my daughter from California out visiting, and said it was 77 degrees there in Nashville yesterday, so that'll be nice. So yeah, we're looking forward to going.
Your seniors have had some success in the SEC tournament. They've won some games there. How much can those younger guys kind of draw off of their experiences?
This is a whole new year. I think it's just, it's a single game. I don't think what's happened in the past, good or bad, affects anything to do with our preparation or what we're doing. I mean, we want to win this game badly, and so do they. And I think you look at this tournament this year and this league, there's a lot of good matchups. I mean, this tournament, you look at, Alabama and Ole Miss is going to be a great game. When you look at Florida playing against Arkansas, that's a heck of a game. Some of these early matchups are really, really good matchups. And it's tough. I mean, our league is very good. I think underrated.
Q named all SEC freshmen today. Safe to say he maybe outperformed your expectations for him? Or?
Well, you got to remember, I never saw him play other than on film when I arrived here. So my expectations were formed based on seeing him when I first started working with him in June. And when I first started working, the first time I saw him, I saw his body, saw him in the weight room, saw these legs that come up to here on me. It's like, that's built like a basketball player. This guy looks like, he might have a real chance here just looking at him. And then as he's progressed and how he's come along, so I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm not surprised by it. And a lot of it's just his attitude and his work ethic and his talent level. He's very talented, so I'm happy for him and excited to see how he's progressed and expect him to continue to progress. One thing, we had the Bailey Howell Award yesterday in Jackson, so I know I saw Michael up there. And I learned yesterday, I was told that he didn't start playing organized basketball till 9th grade. You know, you think about that, that's stunning. Because here's a kid, normally, ninth graders with good basketball, they start playing when they're in 4th and 5th grade, and they're in organized teams, and they're in 6th grade and 7th grade. So what that means to me is his ceiling is a lot higher because he started so late in terms of an organized battle. There's so many areas he can improve and get better in. So I think he's going to get a lot better, because I know he's going to work hard. I know he wants it bad. I know he's going to put the time in. So I'm really excited about that.
With Malik kind of getting healthy, I guess, again, is there, going into the postseason, maybe a little bit of an almost X-factor kind of quality to the, he could really start going off?
I tell you what, he came in last night and worked on his game for an hour. He was here this morning along with the rest of the guys in their shooting times and shot really well. He had a very good practice yesterday. He's coming off, arguably, one of his better games of the year in our last game. I think he's got a lot of momentum going in this tournament, so I'm excited about Malik and what he's playing. I'm excited about Fred, too. Fred has played really well. Fred had a great practice yesterday. Fred played well. You go back and watch the Auburn game, when we were struggling 11-6, he scored 5 straight points. He made a great pass to Malik in transition for Malik's first three. Fred Thomas played really good defense, took a charge, he did a lot of good things. I'm excited about how Fred's playing. So to have both of them coming off the bench gives us what I think is right now the way they're both playing, a really good, feisome perimeter player. So I'm pleased about that. So you keep everybody fresh and keep, really playing hard out there.
How has IJ kind of formed into his role at point guard?
I think IJ's done a great job all year, but I think he made the jump. I got on him in a practice one day because he was looking too much to be a scorer and not a point guard early on in our season. He was, that was his focus. And then one day in practice, it was just, it was me constantly harping on it. He showed that he could be the pass first point guard that we need to be a good team. And when he did that, I pointed out to everybody and said, okay, now we know. Now, okay, it's over. So now you can't go back to that other guy. And he hasn't. He's been terrific. Not only with the ball offensively with assist turnover, but more importantly in my mind is the pressure on the ball. Defense starts with a point guard pressuring the other team's point guard. And he's been terrific in that area and really improved and grown. So, he had a little back issue yesterday. We were going to take him out after an hour, but he was feeling good, so I let him go. We're going shorter. He didn't shoot today. We had him with the masseuse trying to, he's had a lower back, so hopefully he's okay. I don't have any feedback yet on that. Q had a sprain of his ankle yesterday in practice. I'm not sure how that's recovered from yesterday and how bad that is. But so, I expect that they're both going to be ready to go Thursday night. But, in terms of today, I don't have a feel for it.
Do you remember when that practice was that you kind of, IJ turned the corner?
Yeah, I would say it was in late December, early January. I think late December was in December because it was before the Northern Colorado game where he had like 11 assists and 0 turnovers, and I got, pleased about that.
What was your reaction to Gavin Ware after the season he's had that he wasn't one of the
Very disappointed. Very disappointed because I thought he was definitely deserving of it. And you look at his numbers and his improvement and what he's meant to our team. I was very disappointed about it. But then, I think this league is better than it was last year. And you look, well, who you take off that list of those 16 guys. And actually, I've seen it done before, and it happened in the Pac-10 one year, where they added a guy because it was the right thing to do. And so, I think that you should have some flexibility in that if it was close. And I don't know. Maybe the coaches didn't vote for him. I'd be surprised, but I don't know. According to Greg, someone told him it was real close. What does that mean? So I'm disappointed for him. I thought he was deserving.
When you look back at the Georgia game, since then, every game's been closer. You've won it. What happened after that? Was there kind of a self-reflection?
Game before that,
Yeah.
we won the game before it by 20. It was really disappointing how we played, and It started though with our inability to attack their zone. And when I watched the South Carolina game last night, they beat South Carolina on the road last week, obviously very good win, because they zoned them and South Carolina didn't attack their zone. It's a matchup zone, it's a good zone, so, we'll definitely be seeing zone some. And we'll have spent a lot of time on it, a lot more preparation for this game than the first time we played them. And, so hopefully I think we'll perform a lot better against it. God, if I'm a player, I love seeing zone. That means I'm gonna get open shots. If we're patient and we screen it and do what we're supposed to do, that's where, Malik's gonna have a real opportunity for us here, because he's, arguably our best perimeter shooter along with Q right now, and those two guys are gonna get open looks. And you could see, when we're going back and watching that Auburn game, that was fun to watch, those freshmen taking turns there. That was a terrific performance by our two freshmen in the first half of our last game. So hopefully that momentum carries over to Thursday night.